Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to VTOL VR. We're continuing with the F-45A series. This time, we're going to do a non-combat mission, but to make it interesting, I'll race you for it. So basically, we're going to do one of the missions, which is designed to improve and test your piloting skills in close quarter flights. So without thinking about any targets, any dangers, it's just you and the plane and your throttle and your joystick. You don't need anything else. So let's try to see who can be the fastest through this basically level. And the timer at the end should tell us how successful we were. I did try it. I did pass this mission one time before. So I don't know the map really good. If you want, you can try it one more time before you race it. And then let me know in the comments how quick or how successful you were in doing this mission. So let's go to the Steam workshop. We're going to go to the scenarios, F-45A. Before I move forwards, I suggested that you leave a like to the missions we played earlier, and I only clicked on favorite. So what you need to do is click on the vote. Click on the vote there. So make sure to leave a like or a vote for every mission we do, just as a little credit to the to people who took their time and developed these so we can play them. So we did Firefox, we did easy mission for a newbie. Now we're going to scroll down. We're going to go to the obstacle race developed by FusselDusel. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So we downloaded that. Let's leave that a vote. Let's favorite it, and then let's go into the mission. So you don't have a chance to provide any configuration. So as you can see, this mission is inspired by Nicolas Rage, but I couldn't find Dragon Fans Race WIP in the Steam workshop, probably because I was looking at the difference. So I'm going to check that out as well. So it's in the F26B. So we'll check that out on a different time. So basically, it's important to say that the trigger, so how close you need to get to the actual waypoint, is here. So it's 200 meters for large curves, 100 meters, 50 meters for difficult terrains. So get as close as you possible so you can check it out and move on. And then we need to land on the carrier. So it says try to land without VTOL mode, but if you don't like, you can do whatever you want. So here, let's say it's get there as quickly as possible. If that's VTOL, VCAP, doesn't matter. Do what you like. Let's see who can cover this level the fastest. What is important to say is that when you find yourself at the beginning, the plane is overloaded, so you can't use your vertical takeoff, and you don't have a runway. So you're going to see how I did it, but the author made it a little bit difficult right at the beginning. But you are situated on a very large cliff, so you're going to be full off the cliff, catch some speed, and then elevate yourself, and then continue with the task. So we're not going to be using any of the TSD or anything, just the map, and we're going to use optical for later on to land on the carrier. So let's get from here as quickly as possible. Okay. So there we go, we're falling off the cliff, we're getting some speed. And then let's use the map. Okay, so the first waypoint is here. Then we need to pull up at the right time. Okay. We're going to go to the next one. The quicker you go, it will be harder to make turns. Let's get the gear up. So, but this is a race, so you can do whatever you like. It's the timer at the end that counts. Oops. Okay. As you can see, the map is a bit eerie. It looks very much like some sort of planet, which is not Earth, which is pretty cool. Okay, the map will basically tell you, but you will know the next waypoint only when you hit this one. So we're gonna need to figure out how do we approach it. Okay, I had no idea where I was. So we're gonna go into this corridor probably.
Altitude. Pull up.
Okay, now we're gonna do some urban obstacles.
Pull up.
Okay, the next one is here.
Altitude. Altitude.
Sometimes you just need to slow down.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay. Now we're gonna have to get out of here and then quickly go to that side.
Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Okay, so once we check this checkpoint, we're gonna be facing a very steep wall, so it's better to go underneath it.
Pull up. Pull up.
And then when you see it, move up relative to the background. That means that you've got the right altitude.
Pull up. Pull up. Over G.
Okay. So now you need to stay close to this edge and then enter through this triangle. And then the checkpoint is right at the sharp end of it. Oops.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude.
Okay, if I was in a physical plane, this would have been a horrible, horrible experience.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Over G.
Okay, let's do a save so that we have a checkpoint to go back to, but the timer will continue from this checkpoint. It will not calculate the total time of flight, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Over G.
Okay, rather than to go through the corridors, let's use this gap between these peaks. I'm sure if this place was on Earth, it would be called something like Giant's Teeth or something like that.
Altitude.
Oops. Okay, I missed
Over G.
the turn a little bit. So as you can see, I'm having a messy run so far, so you should have no problem beating my time.
Over G. Over G. Over G.
Okay, let's fly through this gap here. Oops.
Pull up. Altitude. Over G.
I was too fast through here.
Altitude. Altitude.
It's important to plan your
Altitude.
next waypoint.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
It's pretty cool, as you can see.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
And it's down to the oil rigs now. We're gonna do another
Pull
save.
up. Altitude.
Oops.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull
Can
up.
I do it? Can I do it?
Pull up. Altitude.
Yes.
Altitude. Over G. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
It's good to slow down here just to give yourself a bit more time. But again, it's a race.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Okay, so far so good. So we are at the waypoint 25. I think there's about 30 of them,
Pull up.
but I can't remember, so we'll
Pull
see.
up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Okay, through the bridge. And I think, so waypoint 27, I think we're very close to the end. So I think because we see the carrier now. Okay, so it's about landing, gear down, hook down. We're gonna do conventional arrested landing because that's the quickest. Let's see if I can get it in the first go. They're very high.
Over G.
Whoopee. Yeah, so I did it in 10 minutes, 50 seconds, and 844 thousandths of a second. So 10:50.844. Let's see if you can beat that. I didn't crash once, so there are 27 waypoints completed and landing. So let's see if you can do this in a better time. And then if there are enough of you, maybe I can do it again. Maybe I can try and beat your time, but let's see who can beat this time first. Till the next mission, have fun.